Hey guys, my name's Euphoria, and it's time for Game School. Last week, we kicked things off with an action-packed team gameplay, the very first of its kind, and I gave you a never-before-seen in-depth breakdown of team strategy in the game of Halo Reach. But that was just a taste of things to come. And so, to make sure that we don't leave anybody behind, we're going to take some time out every other week to go over game theory, starting with the basics and working our way all the way up to the most advanced strategies the pros don't want you to know. And yes, this is a chicken, and I'm about to feed it to an angry pit bull. Come on, eat it! You know you want to.
I think we need a dog that's not scared of the chicken.
Go get the chicken.
So let's get started. As a player, everything you do involves three basic things: aiming, moving, and shooting. These are the three basic elements. Arsenal refers to your firepower, or learning what is the best weapon to use in different situations. Do I smack him, or do I throw a grenade at him? Or maybe I should shoot him with my battle rifle. During every second of the game, you're making dozens of these most basic decisions.
Wait, stop the animation! We're running out of money! We've gone over on our animation budget. I am so sorry, but we have to stop this video right now. Oh man, if there was only a way to fund the rest of the episodes of Zone Logic. I wonder. Maybe donations is the way. That's it! If we could get enough donations to fund the next episode. You know, some of the episodes we're going to be talking about include the evolution of sports, the three basic elements, individual skills, sparring, peak shooting, rapping, bunkering. A lot of these will be your shorter episodes, don't worry. It could keep Zone Logic going long enough, and maybe even then we could get enough donations to fund the rest of the episodes. In fact, we got 40 episodes coming up right there, waiting for you. Communication and signals, spawns. This includes sweet spotting and spread place, and spawn forcing and trapping. Maybe a separate episode because it's a lot to cover right there. Then we got cover density, holding zones, and honestly, 100% of the donations that we receive are going to go to making videos. Team skills, Zone Logic. We have the rough drafts already.
Yes.
Respective bias. They just need the final cuts and animations. Buddy spread, team spread, establishing a home, filling the flanks, delegating responsibilities, flank players, mid players, general strategy. We got 40 episodes rough drafted already. Containing, weak side, hitting, up in numbers, pendulum strategy. Ooh, don't you want to know what that is? Probing and jabbing, game theory. We got 40 episodes just waiting to be produced. And all we need is enough donations to cover the animation. Okay guys, I figured out how you can donate without actually donating. All you got to do is sign up on Coinbase.com under my referral link, and I get $75 free. That's enough to make one episode of Zone Logic. And if I got 40 people to do that, I know I got 40 fans. Come on. 40 people just have to sign up on Coinbase, and I will get 40 episodes worth of animation money. And all of that's going to go to animating and other video production things. Because the more beautiful it is, the farther and wider it will spread, and the better the community will be. So check this out. I'll show you. Here's my referral link. It's coinbase.com/join /euphoria. Now, if you notice, it says I'll earn $75 worth of Bitcoin for every friend who I refer. But here's the catch. You got to buy $100 of Bitcoin or more, which is fine. If you don't want to keep it, just sell it, right? It'll go right back into your bank account. So when you sign up, you have to link your checking account onto Coinbase. And I think it takes a couple days because you got to verify the microtransactions, the amounts that they entered into your bank account to prove that you're a real person. And then you buy $100 of Bitcoin, and I suggest you hold on to that. Just keep it, hoard it, don't let it go, because it could be worth $100,000 in 10 years, maybe 20 years. But most people don't have that kind of patience. So it's okay if you just want to sell it right back into US dollars. You know, they take a 1% transaction fee, so it'll cost you $2 in a little bit of time, which is fine because a $75 bonus is what I will get for free just for referring you, and I'll be able to make Zone Logic episodes. Don't you just love problem solving? I'm so excited to do these episodes. I really hope we get enough donations, because it would be a shame to have all this knowledge just go to waste. We need to publish the greatest work in all of competitive strategy. And so, you know, it's not just Halo, though. This applies to every game. You know, shooting games like Call of Duty and Gears of War and modern, Battlefield. What are the other games? I'm sorry. Do you see what I mean? Now, I understand that there's some specifics that only apply to those games. And so what I plan to do is take some pros that are really established in these other games, these other shooting games, and add them to the Zone Logic channel. Have a separate YouTube channel just for Zone Logic. And they're going to produce these professional style videos that will be able to bring more people into the Zone Logic community. You know, it's time for a universal strategy, that a common terminology that we can all agree on and understand, right? No more fragmented random fours where you're calling something out, explaining a strategy to someone in a random fours match, and they have no idea what you're talking about because they call it something else. And I'm not just talking about map call-ups. I'm talking about strategic abstractions. Like, here's a story. Richard Dawkins, right, the evolution guy, he was in an interview and he said he has an interesting theory about bats because they listen to their surroundings using sonar. They bounce sound waves off of stuff. It's not visible light, and so there isn't these different wavelengths that produce what we know as color, right? Bats, you would think that they would listen in black and white, right? And so they're flying around and, you know, kind of like those sonar guns. They can tell where a tree is and a leaf and not hit it. They can avoid it. Just really black and white radar kind of vision. But that's not how it probably is. Evolution over time eventually would have found it optimal to evolve an abstraction in the brain of the bat that allowed it to hear in color, right? So if it's flying by a beetle and it has a hard shell, it probably can't eat that, right? Because it's too hard. And so that may appear to be red in the brain of the bat. And other abstractions, like a furry, delicious caterpillar, that might be a blue color. And in the brain, literally, it hears in color. Right? But that's the same thing is true in strategy with Halo. There are certain abstractions that have gone unnoticed for a while, and it's only the next logical step in the evolution of competitive gaming that we create Zone Logic. It's about time that we create a standard, because strategy is just all over the place. The roles on a team are very vague. Like, oh yeah, I'm a support player. So what do? Do you play right or left? I just sit in the back and, sometimes. What does that mean? We need to distill truth down into an equation. Not equation, that sounds scary, but into a simple set of rules that everybody is able to follow. Everybody already uses Zone Logic. If you win a game, you have used Zone Logic better than the other team, right? And if you trick the other team into making a mistake, into violating one of the universal laws of strategy, then they lose. And if they trick you and you violate one of the universal laws of strategy, you lose. Everybody does this, but nobody calls it anything yet. And so it's time to call it what it needs to be called. It's things like opposite bias and respective bias. Things like filling the flanks and the mids. You know, these are very important concepts, inserting and exiting. We don't have a very descriptive terminology for this today. And so it's about time that zone logic becomes a reality. Now, if you don't have a bank account and you want to donate and maybe you have no way, here we have a Bitcoin address. So check this out. Here it is. Boom. See that QR code? Scan it. But you got to have some Bitcoin already. That complicates things. Maybe you can buy it in person. Don't get raped. Or you can borrow it from a friend who already has Bitcoin. But if you don't want to donate with Bitcoin, here's PayPal. My PayPal link is paypal.me/toxic. Remember that. And that is how you can send me money over PayPal. Got a friend with a PayPal account? Have him send me some donations. I'm going to keep track of all the expenditures, what I spend the money on, in my website, toxiceuphoria.com. It's not up yet, but hopefully by the time you watch this video, assuming it goes viral, of course, hint, that means share it, then maybe my website will be up. Now, if you don't have PayPal, there's Venmo. Venmo's great. It's free. Send money to anyone, any of your friends. I think it takes a business day to transfer the money. And my username on here is venmo.com/Justin-Burns-1. Justin-Burns-1. And the links for these different donation channels will be in the description below. Now, if you have any other ways to donate, just send me a message. Hopefully I see it. I'm a little busy, but we got to do this, okay? It's got to be done. Zone logic is the next logical step in the evolution of competitive gaming. We have to do this. It's time. It's time for the revolution. Thank you so much for all of your support over the years.